Hello, goddess. I freaking missed you, my love. Mwah, mwah. I hope you are feeling safe and loved. And let's just sit down and talk about Cardi B's anger and what I actually think about it. Now, this video is not meant to bash Cardi B, not meant to tear her down, not meant to shame her, body shame her, dogpile on her, any of that. I just want to talk about mostly what you can gain from learning from Cardi B's anger. So let's just sit down and talk about it, sis, because if you don't learn how to master your own emotions, you literally block your own blessings. And I feel like that's really what Cardi is doing. The people that she affects when she's throwing water bottles, pens, microphones, they get to walk home the next day. But when it comes to her, that scandal is literally attached to her. But I feel like she doesn't necessarily care for the damage that she's causing to her reputation, because in my eyes, the public view's eyes, she is honestly seen as crazy, right? Oh, it's just crazy Cardi acting up, or she just seems very like she doesn't really have control of her emotions. And when you are 34, 35ish, you should have at least a good handle on them, right? But I'm not here to gossip. I'm just here to show you like the mindset shift that you actually need to level up, especially when you are celebrity status or if you're a higher status woman, right? So the problem is Cardi B's anger makes headlines, right? Whenever she's hurting someone, whenever she's throwing something at them, that makes headlines. It's not her art. It's not her albums. That's why she's constantly putting her court pictures on her albums to sell them, because she's starting to realize that, hey, these are not selling. And there's a reason why they're not selling, because your scandals are selling more. And the thing is, it's her anger, as I said, is making the headlines, but it's not her art. And I feel like there's a lesson in that, and I really would hope that she does reflect on that and think, maybe I should be better, because I feel like if people are more focused on how many baby daddies I'm having, who is my baby daddy, and all that stuff, not all publicity is good publicity, period. So the truth about anger is when you have it unchecked, you are going to be more erratic, right? There's going to be a loss of power, especially because you're always giving it to someone who you don't really care about. You're always allowing someone to upset you who you don't really care for. And there are some people you probably do care for that do upset you, but when you constantly giving strangers, and I'm just using her as an example because often the people that she is harming or she see on the streets, they're strangers. They're not people that she exactly know. But when you're constantly doing that, giving strangers your loss of power, your loss of voice, because you want to basically beat someone's ass, I don't think it's the way to go, especially as a high value woman. And of course, the loss of influence, and then a loss of power. That does come in hand with a loss of opportunities. And this is what I wanted to kind of shine out more. I think, honestly, I really truly think that companies and talent agencies are looking at her kind of crazy and going, well, I don't know if I want her to represent us. Because whenever there is something going on, all we hear is her throwing water bottles. All we hear her is beating somebody up. All we hear is her causing harm to someone. I don't think that our brand will want to represent that. And I can completely understand why, because it's like, girl, you are literally 34 years old, maybe even 35, I'm not sure. She's in her 30s. And I feel like at this point, you as a celebrity, as a high value woman, you should have known to understand emotional discipline, period. And I feel like a true goddess doesn't let others like pull her off her throne. That's why emotional control is important, because that irradiates high value energy. And that's just how I feel. And I'm not going to sit here and trip about it, because I'm just being honest. I do believe Cardi is a high value woman. I just feel like her mindset is not exactly where it should be. I feel as though she's operating from a place of darkness, and I feel like she's trying to desperately find a light. So I don't know how to explain this. This is just an emotion, and I could be definitely wrong, so don't sue me. This is not something that I can just come correct in, goddess. But for me, her energy is giving I am overworked. No one is here for me. It's just me. And also on top of that, she already has so much stress on her mind. So first off, and also, hold on, before I even say this, I'm not excusing her actions at all. I am not. But I'm just offering a reason for it. I think she constantly operates in her masculine energy, and she's never really given peace. So she's constantly always erratic. Let me just say that. But as a celebrity, you need to learn emotional discipline. Like, there is no excuse for that. And especially when you have a PR team right there for you, girl. Like, I don't know how she is continuously getting away with this, because this is not classy. It's not. It's giving trashy. Let's just be honest. But I'm more so talking about her actions. I'm talking about her actions, not her, just her actions. And I feel like the best practical technique that I use for when someone's trying to try me or trying to humiliate me or trying to get underneath my skin, I just allow them to say what they feel, and I just take a deep breath and I just stare at them and say, okay. Sometimes not responding and not reacting is the best way to do it, because it allows them to reflect. When you don't respond, you just look at them, it makes them go, well, oh, is something wrong? Like, it makes them reflect. So I feel like when Cardi was asked about Stefan Diggs and the whole baby daddy situation, I don't think she should have obviously threw a pin at that man. Yes, he did deserve, yes, he deserved a pin to the head, but I don't think she should have done that. I don't think that was necessarily a good idea. But I feel like she should have just taken a breath, right? Released a breath and just said, oh, well, that's interesting, and just kept it walking. Sometimes, goddess, having no response is the best response. Sometimes not feeling into silence is the best response, right? So I truly believe, ladies, it's like your glow up isn't really about how you look. It's about like your emotional discipline, right? If you lack emotional discipline in any field, that can be your greatest downfall, period. Especially when you're a high value woman and you're working and you're doing, and you're always operating basically sometimes in your masculine energy, it can be really hard. But I just wanted to say that I really truly do hope that Cardi kind of steps away from the rap game a little bit. So I just kind of be turned into like a little rant about Cardi B, kind of. But I really do hope that she does kind of stay away from the rap game just a little bit and actually start going in a tunnel. Not going into tunnels, but what I'm trying to say is she needs to go right in the dark. And when I say right in the dark, I mean disengage from everybody and anybody and just start actually focusing on her rap and her skills, because I feel like it's giving lackluster, and I feel like she can definitely do more, and I believe she can do more. So in regards to that, sis, comment below if you're ready to step in your goddess energy and stop letting like anger control your life, because goddess, I believe that when you step into a room, I want people to recognize you. I want people to look at you and be like, damn, like she looks like she has it all together. She looks as though she has it all controlled. And I would never want any one of you to like pop off and go hard on your boss or your ex or anything like that. I will always recommend that you actually do not feel the silence and just sit there and just be like, oh, okay. Like, you don't need a high emotion all the time. And there are times where it says you do have to reflect on, hey, was this a good thing for me? Maybe I should have did something different. Like, I don't know, sis. This is just my little small rant mixed in with Cardi B. But yes, goddess, if you love my video, don't forget to comment down below and tell me about how you were once angry, but you checked your anger, because that's what we girlies do. In regards to that, my love, I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. My love.